You see this concept with two different names. Sometimes it is called the psychological contract. Other times you will see it called the pinch model. The basic idea of the model is that each of us is walking around holding a number of assumptions and expectations. When two of us interact, each operates as if any assumptions or expectations, in other words, the psychological, any assumptions or expectations that one holds should also be binding, in other words, contractual, on the other person. It doesn't matter whether these assumptions and expectations are unstated. Each person operates from these assumptions and expectations and believes that the other party does also. In all of my work in organizations, I have come to believe that the primary issue in organizations today is that people have a difference of expectations and assumptions, and these need to be made explicit. And the process of making them explicit is called articulating the psychological contract. If you think about it, we have grown up in different parts of the country, perhaps different parts of the world. We've had different types of education. We've had different regional cultural experiences. And so all of these have caused us to take certain expectations and assumptions for fact because they have been facts within the groups that we have operated. When one person's unwritten, implicit expectation is not met by the other person, that's what we call a pinch point because it is a disruption in expectations. Now, I can state a very simple solution to this massive problem. Unfortunately, putting the solution into practice is a lifelong challenge. The solution is that we need to state up front all of the expectations and assumptions that are important to us in an interaction. And we also have to inquire of the other person what his or her expectations and assumptions are. I generally introduce this concept with the simplest example I've been able to conceive, what I call the taking out the trash example. Normally, I shy away from using any parent-child analogies at work for a manager-subordinate relationship. However, this example is very memorable, and most people can relate to it, and it fits perfectly. I have 5 children, and if you are like me, you have experienced this situation firsthand, maybe as the parent, maybe as the child. One of my children is a boy named Dominic, a little red-headed guy who loves to work and do things with me. If I were to say, Dominic, let's clean the bathroom tile grout with toothbrushes this weekend, he would reply, yeah, let's do it. So I might ask, Dominic, would you please take out the trash from under the kitchen sink? He would reply, sure, Dad, and off he would go. When he finished, he would come in, and since he likes to be praised, he would report, I took the trash out, and reach over so I could give him a high five. But let's say that I look out the window a few minutes later after a storm has rolled in, and I noticed that the outdoor trash lid is open, and the trash can is now filling with water. Or, after eating a banana, I throw out the peel and hear the plunk of the peel hitting the receptacle with no cushioning from a new liner. The 13 words that comprise what I said to him, Dominic, would you please take the trash out from under the kitchen sink, happen to represent about a dozen expectations that I have for this task.